Probando, probando, 1, 2, 3. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estamos? Les habla su anfitrión Mike Azul y hoy vamos a jugar un pequeño juego que me ha estado encantando desde que lo comencé. Vampyr, señoras y señores, para todos ustedes por parte de Piso Mojado. Vámonos directo a la acción. Si ustedes nos acompañaron la vez pasada, que fue poquito después de que este juego se lanzó, recordarán seguramente que nos quedamos cuando acabábamos de morder a nuestra primera víctima. Pero después de pensarlo, quiero que esa primera víctima todavía no llegue. Quiero que tarde un poquito más.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim.
Perdón, voy a revisar unas cosas en breve. Nada más para revisar que todo esté en orden. Disculpen ustedes el constante quitadero y ponedero de cosas. Por cierto, les recordamos que tenemos a Piso Bot, lo tenemos aquí. Nos le pueden pedir canciones, aunque de hecho ahorita por el momento lo voy a deshabilitar eso para evitar problemas. También estoy revisando que se esté viendo directamente en el canal. Ahora sí, continuemos la aventura.
Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it! I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain.
Eso me delató.
Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Ya croma se la.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice. But yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Musicalmente, ya lo dije en la transmisión pasada, debo de repetirlo. Este juego es increíble. El soundtrack y lo que le han dedicado para hacer esta música me encanta, me fascina.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Ese tipo es un tipo muy extraño, honestamente. Pues bueno, buenas noches, ¿cómo estamos? Aquí una vez más yo, su anfitrión, aquí su servilleta para servirle a usted. Y bienvenidos a una transmisión más de Piso Mojado, donde vamos a repetir la última escena de la transmisión pasada, al menos de Vampyr. Desconocida, el doctor y sin Hampton. Vamos a ver qué detalles puedo saber de él. Hay 2 pistas bloqueadas aquí. Bueno, esta no se alcanza a ver. Voy a poner el full screen para no estorbar. Esta es la segunda pista que no se alcanza a ver. Y es de la misma zona. Incluso aquí me dice las experiencias que me da. Este no me da nada de experiencia. Debería curar la fatiga, a ver si conseguir pistas y experiencias me dan más cosas. Pero bueno, vamos a caminar. Oh, fuck, lo mató a puñaladas. Veamos.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you ass!
¿Qué onda, Mike? Perdón, no. Iba a transmitir Vampyr, pero se me olvidó cambiar los títulos y todo.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Uy. Le digo cosas sucias y ahora me va a acompañar. No lo voy a matar. He decidido no matarlo. Uy. ¿Qué? ¿No me vas a dejar? No te estoy preguntando. Quiero llevarlo al hospital. No puedes impedirme llevarlo al hospital. Lo voy a tomar vivo cuando tenga más información de él. No lo puedes impedir, pared invisible. Vamos, ya casi llego. A ver, intentémoslo de nuevo. Lo que me choca es que luego es lo que aparece en este juego. De repente aparecen unas paredes que no te dejan mover. Y es así como de... ¿por qué? O sea, para matarlo es aquí. Pero no quiero matarlo. Al menos no ahora. Muévete. ¿Quién me dice que entre aquí? Vamos a sacarte de aquí. Ah, no me dejas ir. ¿Qué dice? Presión B.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
Ok, con calma.
Did I black out?
Ok, no lo vamos a tomar. No me ha permitido llevarlo al hospital.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
Ok, entiendo.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Muchas gracias, señorita londinense.
I would like to ask a few questions first. What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Apologies, I've only just met him the one...
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
Ok. No sabe nada de él.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
If you could point me at...
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the...
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
¿Y este loco quién es? A ver.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before. at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett's, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's not exactly the best situation in London either. I can't have expected this hospital to be prepared for what was to come.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
¿Qué tenemos aquí? Vaya, vaya.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn...
También tenemos otra pista de Winnet. Veamos, dice...
fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Adiós, Dr. Nibbles. Tipples, algo. Y aquí, ¿quién está?
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Y lo serán.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
Vaya.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them? Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett's. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Ah, claro, claro. ¿Qué dice aquí? Vaya.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Habrá que ser cuidadosos. Veamos.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Interesante. Él vende armas.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped from the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Veamos. Esquirlas de aluminio. Parte pequeña de manija común. Parte de gatillo. Creo que podría comprar este. Veamos. Grasa y polvo de aluminio. No, ya. ¿Qué hay aquí? Vaya. Voy a poner full screen para que podamos leer bien todo lo que está pasando. Veamos. Así está mejor. Continuemos entonces. Dice: ciudad necesita. Ciudad salvada por una atención médica eficiente. No, vida salvada por atención médica eficiente. Es un golpe asestado en él de la epidemia de gripe. Los voluntarios pueden hacer una diferencia. Vaya.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know...
Oh, fuck.
I'm a vampire.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Juana la loca.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal.
Thelma tiene el síndrome de Cotard y cree que es una vampiresa. Probablemente me alimente de ella.
You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire!
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
Oh, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Me encontré con una persona interesante. Definitivamente. Veamos qué más hay aquí.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
How close are you to Miss Hawcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all, while I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
Thomas considera a Thelma prueba viviente de que hay esperanza para él. Vaya que es feo. Y Thelma, que da 1200 de experiencia, cree que es vampiro. Ok.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Él está desesperanzado.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Okay.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
No puedo hablar con él. ¿Y qué tenemos aquí?
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest, and then I can go back to the people who need me.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognized Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Entonces todas las cruces funcionan.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Interesante.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Me lo voy a comer, pero no ahorita. Y veamos. No, este no tiene tratamiento para nada. Clay Cox, lo voy a buscar. ¿Por qué no? Puede que él sea Clay Cox. El frío me matará, Dios, qué dramático. Otro enfermo que no habla. Otro enfermo que no habla. Veamos. 42 metros, dice una persona. Oh, ¿quién es aquí? ¿Tú quién eres?
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion.
Ajá. Podría matarlo ahorita.
What made you...
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to
Sí.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, You may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail. You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Dice aquí, los experimentos de este güey no han tenido éxito.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke? Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion. You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times. I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science. Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation. True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now. Do you need help with anything in particular? Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished. Do you want me to play the errand boy for you? Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need. I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Vaya.
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague? You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reed. I am here to assist you, not to be a burden. Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Puedo hacer chequeos médicos a la gente que veo.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Nada realmente, estoy explorando. Veamos. ¿Qué tenemos aquí?
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
De acuerdo.
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
I have other concerns right now, Doc.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Yeah.
Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
I will see you later. Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
I have to go now, sir.
Don't waste your time with me.
Creo que será a través
Good
de
evening,
ella.
Doctor. How is my son doing?
Nada ni una sola.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Ellos se van a quedar aquí un rato, lo que veo.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed.
I don't know if a third opinion is needed.
I see. Would you mind...
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody...
Is there anything else that's bothering you?
I'm all right. Considering the...
Tell me about the doctor.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Are you satisfied with your...
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about yourself.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Tampoco lo puede ayudar, morder o averiguar nada. Pero bueno, he explorado bastante bien el hospital. No he dejado casi ningún rincón sin atender. Y iré a mi habitación, veamos qué puedo conseguir ahí. Aquí no hay nada. Y esta no es mi habitación. Aquí dice second floor, pero no es aquí. Ah, no, este es el piso 1. Ah. Bueno, ¿y dónde verijas está? Doctor Swansea. Doctor Reed.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin. The flower's dying. It needs water.
Veamos qué más hay por aquí. Polvo de aluminio. ¿Qué es esto? Le pedí a la enfermera Crane que le consiguiera una oficina, bla 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 bla. Mejoremos algunas cosas, a ver si puedo. ¿Qué es esto? Muestra de sangre. Ok. Suero regenerativo. Vaya, vaya, vaya. Necesito frasco de vidrio que tengo. Muestra de sangre robusta diluida. Me parece bien. Pues ya la tengo. Tártaro ferroso. También lo tengo. Solución de hipoclorito. Eso lo puedo conseguir.
Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching.
Yep.
The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Veamos, ¿cuál puedo tomar? ¿Cuál puedo tomar? Me está diciendo que alguna de estas dos. Definitivamente quiero esta. Aunque preferiría esta, coagulación. Vamos a ir por coagulación, porque hace mucho daño. No te creas, vamos a ir por esta mejor. Y hagámoslo descansar. La noche siguiente.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals.
Dice, he analizado bla 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 bla. Hemos llegado al capítulo 2.
What about my thirst for blood? The flower's dying. It needs water.
Frascos de vidrio, muy bien. Esto está hablando sobre los econs. Parece ser una especie de vampiro. Un vampiro puede actuar y moverse, bla bla. Voy a dejarlo para leerlo después. Dragon Bane. Sweet Baby Jesus, ¿qué es esto? Encontré una espada llamada Dragon Bane. Encontré una cosa llamada... Oh, fuck. Cambió todo. A ver, esperen. Cambió todo en mí. ¿Qué es esto? Dragon Bane. Comparado con el machete, supongo que la puedo mejorar. Y en esta puedo ponerme ladradora. Esta es de aturdimiento, 45 de daño, 160 de daño, 54 de daño. Esta es ladradora. O sea, wow, con las armas y todo. Usted estaba rebuznando contra mí. A ver, ¿qué pasó?
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
Ahora parezco todo.
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
¿Qué dices, Kiwi? ¿Qué demonios era eso?
You say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
Sí, yo también me alteré.
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Ahora estoy aquí. Tengo que ir acá. Ok, voy a volver un momento. Vamos a ver qué más hay, porque aquí había armas y un montón de cosas y es como, wow. Me gusta el atuendo, me gusta que londinense.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Pero no tengo agua, hijo. ¿Cómo le doy agua si no la tengo? Veamos qué más hay aquí. Ah, parece que aquí hay agua. No. No me reflejo. Vamos a pensar tantito. puedo ver dos cosas. Él vende medianoche en el jardín del bien y el mal. Ay, güey. Se oye demasiado caótico eso de medianoche en el jardín del bien y el mal. Vamos a ver qué más podemos hacer. A lo mejor puedo mejorar alguna de mis armas, como Dragon Bane. ¿Qué me falta para mejorarla? Sí puedo mejorarla. Oh shit, I can't keep. Aquí va. Ok. Esto aumenta el daño en 10%. Significa que hace casi 100 de daño de un golpe. Ok. ¿Qué tal la ladradora? No, no puedo mejorarla. Tengo uno, me faltan varios. Está bien. Voy a poder dar unos golpazos, por decirlo de una forma. Vamos ya de una vez. ¡Corre! ¿Qué hay aquí? Botella de ginebra, justo lo que quería. Esto es una sierra. ¿Qué tenemos aquí? Ah, es un arma. De una mano, interesante. ¿Qué tenemos aquí? El paciente Thomas Hillwood, hombre de 28 años, seguido por el Dr. Tippets, convaleciente. Fecha de alta a determinar, bla, bla, bla. Ok. Ya tengo más pistas. Exactamente. Thomas se siente responsable de haber quedado desfigurado. Ahí vamos. Tratamiento para la fatiga para ambos. Me pregunto si podré hacerle su tratamiento, a ver si eso me ayuda a avanzar un poco más. Al menos a comérmelos. Vamos aquí. Y vamos acá. Y esto me va a dar solo frascos de vidrio. Qué basura. Ok. Tal vez los químicos los pueda conseguir de otra manera. Vámonos. Aquí está cerrado. Aquí hay otra habitación. ¿Tienen químicos? Hola, ¿venden drogas? Muy buenas tardes. Estoy buscando a una persona llamada Dealer. No, aquí no hay nada. Corre, doctor CT. Aquí no hay nada tampoco. Ah, yo estaba leyendo una cosa antes de... Estaba leyendo... Esto no es... ¿Dónde está? Vaya, algo va a pasar aquí. Ay, ay, ay. Esto es interesante. Vamos a ver. Veamos. Quisiera también tener buen ojo para los tesoros, para los químicos y esas cosas. Parece que es por aquí. ¡Yay! ¡Basura!
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
¿Cómo, cuándo, dónde, por qué? Skulls en el jardín. Pero puedo matarlos, creo. Veamos. Ese es un Skull confundido. Ah, están matando a alguien. Ok, levántate. Ok. Esto estoy mucho más fuerte. Veamos qué tenemos aquí. Muestra de sangre robusta diluida. Y nada más. ¿A quién estaban devorando? Una fotografía de una pareja cariñosa y sonriente, con unas que dice palabras en el dorso. Milton y Pipa para siempre. En el bote de basura exactamente había algo. Más sangre, sangre para Mike. Aquí. Plancha de plomo. Vamos a ver qué más hay por aquí. Basura para Mike. Más falos de plomo. No. ¿Qué más hay por aquí? Lo malo es que con las armas que traigo, aunque sí están poderosonas, no puedo hacer stuns. Y los stuns los necesito, así que ven aquí. Necesito una mejor arma de aturdimiento. ¿Y aquí qué hay? Ah. Yo no. Luego la quieres agarrar y te quemas las manos. ¿O no serán de esas planchas? Oh, espera, espera, ¿qué hay aquí? Botellas, solo botellas. Necesito malditos químicos. ¿Dónde están los químicos? Ah, espera, pues que este es el hospital. Por Dios. Ya entiendo todo. Ah, hay otro escal. Vamos a ver si le puedo chupar la sangre. No, a los vampiros no puedo chuparles la sangre. Ok. Es bueno saber eso. Y que el juego no te lo diga, ¿verdad? Dame tu sangre, estúpido. No, no me lo va a dar. Y los dealers de estos tiempos. Totalmente. Veamos, veamos. Tiene que haber más vampiros por aquí. Parece que ya cabe con todos. Aguanta un segundo. Esta puerta está abierta y aquí hay un montón de bichos extraños. ¿No es como súper peligroso? ¿Cómo se mete una subraza de vampiros así por la puerta abierta como si nada existiera? Como, oh, este güey está gruñendo y me está amenazando. Tiene una mirada perdida. No hay pedo, güey. Crocodile. ¿Qué hay aquí? No, nada. Che, crocodiles, tachas y mucho perico. Bueno, vamos a hacer lo que yo estaba haciendo antes de venir acá. Verga. O sea, puedo romper estas cosas y paso corriendo muy rápido. ¡Ah, vandalismo! Nomás por haberme asustado. Ok. Vamos a ver qué más hay. Aquí. La puerta marcada. Ahí entra la plaga. Tu salud se regenera lentamente con el paso del tiempo. Así con los años, en vez de como los hombres, lo que significa envejecer por un vampiro. Ah, no. Veamos. Escucho cosas aquí adentro. No es divertido escuchar cosas aquí adentro. Y como no puedo stunearlos, creo que será más inteligente hacerles más daño. La castigadora, la castigadora. Veamos. No se ve nada por aquí. Esa cosa brilla de un color rojo infernal. Seguramente es amor. No, era una vela. No veo nada ni nadie por aquí. Pero aquí me dice que puede abrirse. Porque es para salir, maldita sea. Esperaba un mapa o algo por el estilo, no salirme. Hospital Pembroke. Déjame volver a entrar, déjame volver a entrar. Tengo cosas que hacer ahí adentro. Veamos. ¿Dónde está? C227. No sé por qué estoy esperando que algo me brinque por la espalda. Y eso que esto no es Resident Evil. ¡Loot! Looteando todo. Está cerrado.
I cannot enter.
Ok. Justo lo que quería ver. Ah, sí puedo morderlo. ¡Qué demonios! Sí puedo morder vampiros.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Una cigarrera. ¿Qué tenemos aquí? ¡Drogas! Quintina y un frasco de vidrio. Justo lo que quería y necesitaba. ¿Qué más hay aquí?
It's locked.
No puedo abrirla. Esa ni siquiera es una puerta. Oh, fuck. Y balas. Es decir, aquí hay cazadores de vampiro. Joles. ¿Qué más hay aquí? ¡Sí!
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Dame esto. Vamos a ver qué más hay. ¿Qué pasa, amiguito? Ah, más Quintina, justo lo que quería. Veamos, veamos. Ya no hay nada más. Tengo la llave. ¿Esta será la morgue?
I cannot enter.
No, pero ya me acuerdo dónde está. Escuché un gruñido. Como los gruñidos son amistosos, voy a seguir subiendo a encontrar lo que sea que me gruñó, que no está aquí. ¿Qué tenemos aquí? Muestra de sangre revitalizante diluida. ¿De acuerdo? No, no es por aquí. El juego me lo dice claramente, impidiéndome explorar y gastar tiempo a lo idiota. ¡Ah! ¡Ah, mierda! Putos vampiros. Quiero decir recorcholis. Y aquí hay más, es decir, a estos no les tengo miedo. No mucho.
These skeletons feed from corpses and the husks of animals.
Dame tu sangre, maldito animal. Ahí está. ¿Tú qué tienes aquí? Balas. Y proyectiles de escopeta, vaya. Casi nada. Veamos. Pero ese vampiro que se movió es más parecido a mí. Cállese. Quieto, perro. Más Quintina. Él está cazando algo. Lo voy a dejar en su oficio. Mientras yo continúo buscando aquí. Más sangre. Ah, perro. Tras el Omnitrix. Dame tu Quintina. Para curarme de tu... Ah, no, ¿qué? Vamos a ver qué más hay. Primero me curo. Y luego exploro. no hay nada. Y en una de esas me vuelvo a salir. No hay nada. No, parece que no. Bueno, casi nada. Hay un cuerpo aquí. Oficina del examinador, dice. Pero dice investigaciones locales. Ok. Investigación del ciudadano. Estaban investigándolo. Ok. Ajá. Samuel Connor, Caucas. ¿Samuel Connor? Es decir, ¿Terminator lo logró? Neumonía.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
Ya sé, a ver. Hagámosle una autopsia. Pésame suavemente.
Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps?
Sí, lo parece.
Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman.
Ok, eso coincide.
The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened.
¿Por qué?
A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful.
Pero bueno, ya sé, quiero besarlo.
Signs of internal bleeding. So,
bésame con tu voz, con tu boca espumosa, con tu, como dice aquí,
dosed, causing the patient's death. And then he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
¿Qué tenemos aquí? El error médico de Corcan costó la vida al señor Connor. Ah, ándale. Ah, encontré un médico negligente.
It's locked, all right.
¿Qué es esto? Cuchillo, listón usado. Tal vez quieran que lo use. Yo tal vez no quiero usarlo, ¿sabes? Frasco de vidrio, no. Debo decir hasta ahora que me gusta el sistema de crafting, aunque nunca sé si estoy agarrando las cosas correctas o no. Al menos no hay un sistema de inventario que te diga que no puedas lootear lo que tú quieras lootear. ¿Qué tiraste? Más quintina. ¿Y aquí? No, es solamente el mismo cuarto. Esta es la morgue. No tengo la llave para abrir eso. Ya matamos al animal que estaba aquí, imitando el amanecer de los muertos. Pero ¿qué quería? Por algo estaba arañando esa puerta, ¿no? Veamos. Hay algo aquí. Lo siento en la sangre. Aquí se va a poner bueno. Lo sabía. Este es el vampiro que estaba cazando. ¡Oh, fuck! Ah, qué odio, maldito animal. ¡Ay, güey! Son varios. O se puede multiplicar. Es una de las opciones. Oh. Esto no es un skull. Yo lo llamaría Nosferatu.
Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
¿Qué más hay aquí? Veamos, veamos, veamos. Más cuerpos. Y a todo esto, este animal, ¿de dónde salió? Ya no puedo. Con esto ya tengo toda mi vida. ¿Qué más hay aquí? ¡Oh, oh, oh! Aquí puedo mejorar cosas, ¿eh? ¿Qué tenemos aquí? Esta fórmula escrita en trozos de papel debe ser analizada. ¿Ya? Muestra de sangre revitalizante diluida. Muy bien, ya tengo más. Oh, ya puedo crear esto. Vaya, vaya. Vamos a mejorar las armas de una vez, ya que estamos aquí. Tal vez ya pueda mejorar este güey. No, aún no. Carajo. Tal vez esto es una puerta. No, no lo es. Ok. Puedo subir, pero no puedo bajar. Me gustaría poder teleportarme como lo hago para subir. Veamos. Ahora 27 metros hacia allá. 10 metros, 15, 13, 12, 11, 10. 10 metros, pero no es aquí. Tiene que ser por aquí. Para acá no hay puertas. Para allá no se abre. Don't open that inside. Quieren que evolucione, pero aún no quiero evolucionar. Yo no soy un Digimon. Ahí hay otro. Vaya, vaya. Bra, 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 bra. Ah, jaja, te esquivé. Creas, perro. ¿Qué tenemos aquí? Otro reloj. Más loot. Solución de hipoclorito que me hacía falta. Frascos de vidrio. Parece que se restableció el lugar. Por ahí se sale. Pero aún quiero saber si hay más cosas. 5, 4. Es aquí. Pero aquí no veo nada. ¿Qué estoy buscando? Encontrar tártaro ferroso. Es lo que no he encontrado. Pero me dice que está aquí. Manifiéstate. No veo el tártaro ferroso. Tal vez esté abajo. Yo creo que esa es una de las cosas más molestas de todos los juegos de RPG. Estar buscando el loot. ¡Oh! Invisible, puedo atravesarlo todo. ¡Ah, cabrón! ¿Me puedo meter aquí? También la mesa. Pero no veo nada. Tártaro, ¿dónde estás? Diablos. ¿No estará aquí? ¿Lo habré dejado? Ahí hay una puerta que no abrí. ¿No? ¿Dónde hay una puerta? Es la misma madre. Pero que tenemos aquí otro de los tuyos. Pose de Michael Jackson. ¿Y ahora? Voy a salir de aquí. Estoy seguro de que no hay tártaro. O podría continuar matando estos animales. Pinche tártaro, ¿dónde estás? Estas mesas no las puedo romper. Tártaro fierroso, ¿dónde estás? Fierro, pariente, cero miedo. A ver, vámonos ya. Porque siento que el sol está saliendo y me he de morir en una de esas. ¿Qué es esto? Para salir de aquí. Construyen las pinches sillas. Chinga, pues ¿dónde es? Vaya, vaya. Pues que no lo veo. A ver. Está aquí. Aquí estoy yo. Es acá. Porque me tiene aquí. Vamos a poner la marca. No hay marcadores. No, ¿qué pasó? ¡Ah! Se ha cerrado. Se ha cerrado y me ha dejado afuera. ¿Qué demonios? Espero que se haya guardado porque si no sí me voy a enojar. Bueno, se supone que se guarda en automático. Ah, aquí está. Ya, hombre, ya entendí. Déjame entrar. No puedo interactuar con el mapa, aparentemente. Sí, todo bien, todo bien. Aquí no pasa nada. Digo, esta cosa me está toreando, pero... Ya me está diciendo que, por ejemplo, los Skulls van a ser más poderosos a partir de ahora. Atrás de mí. Está por acá. No, está por acá. Debería tenerlo casi enfrente. Pero no veo forma de avanzar hacia allá. Aquí es donde me enfrenté al Skal poderoso. Pero no veo nada aquí. O sea, es por acá. Y debería tenerlo enfrente, pero aquí no hay nada. Aquí hay un chingo de oscuridad, como para tener una víctima. Entonces sí es definitivamente acá arriba. Y es aquí. Pero ¿dónde demonios está? Ah, es suficiente. Vamos a buscar en internet. ¿Qué es lo que estoy buscando a todo esto? Estoy buscando tártaro ferroso. Veamos. Ta, 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 ta. No existen guías. ¡Ah! Estoy muerto. Bueno, parece ser que me tendré que quedar estancado aquí, a menos... Solo me falta esto, tártaro ferroso. Pero las indicaciones del minimapa son basura. ¿Qué podemos hacer? ¿Qué podemos hacer? Porque estoy atrapado aquí con estos seres hasta que lo encuentre. Wow. Ahí está. Tal vez esté arriba y... Mierda. Odio que hagan eso. ¡Aquí está! ¡Maldito, maldito seas!
As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Sé que hay un vampiro aquí. Hay un esqueleto parado. Que me acaba de sacar un puto asustado. Después de estar buscando como loco, ya tenemos todo.
I cannot enter.
Fuck you. Un tipo desangrado aquí. Debe de estar aquí abajo el vampiro que estoy buscando. No, ya se ha ido. así fue como Mike, interpretando al vampiro Reed, se adentró en la noche. Es sonido de vampiros, no lo entenderían. ¡Corre! Ahora camina. ¡Ahora corre! Tengo mis dudas si debería hacerlas ahí.
said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
Vaya, vaya. ¿Y tú?
Good evening, Dr. Strickland. And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help? Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
No, no era contigo. A ver. ¿Dónde está la loca, señor? Ahí, Alex. No, eres tú. Mío. ¿Quién le tengo que dar esto? 10 metros de aquí.
As for me.
Ah, sí, aquí no me puedo mover así.
I wish I could say the same for the others.
You look exhausted. You're pushing yourself too hard.
Más gente. Diablos.
Another night of the glorious battalion of Pembroke.
Corre. Tenemos aquí las botellas. Aún no se mueren, no los puedo lootear. Pero qué pedo, ¿qué pasa aquí? ¿A dónde los tengo que llevar? Es aquí, ¿no? A ver. No, es mi escondite. Yo estoy aquí. Confecciona el tratamiento para la fatiga. Eso es lo que tengo que hacer. Ya ve, muchachos, pero sí hay que leer. Tengo que hacer el tratamiento, pero aquí no hay con qué trabajar. Voy a ir a mi habitación a hacerlo porque ahí hay una mesa de trabajo. Aquí está, estaba buscando.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort.
Ándale.
We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
¿Qué cosas?
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
En una de esas sí es un vampiro. Aquí no es. Es al fondo. a morir la planta. Anemia, fatiga. Ya tenemos una cura para la fatiga, pero no tenemos suficiente tártaro ferroso. Diablos. Ya la tengo, y ahora qué. A Dorothy Cairn en la sala de pacientes. Vamos. Desconocido, doctor, no sé qué. Harvey Fiddick. No sé quién es ese güey. Thelma. ¿Dónde está? Beatriz. Dorothy Cairn, ahí estás.
So lucky to have Dr. Reed with us. I met him in New York.
If only there were more of us, with less resignation.
Te veo, pero no te encuentro.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
¿Qué dice aquí?
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Yeah.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Reads me like a book.
Edgar Swansea.
Anything from her. How long must I wait?
¿Qué dice aquí? A ver.
Damn it. Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir. How long's it going to take to fix me properly? A month? A year? You have the right to disapprove of our methods, and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
Estoy buscando a... ¿Quién sabe?
You always needed words to calm the children, Helen. As for me...
Un soplón, hablar con Swansea. Supongo que está en su cuarto. A la que se cree vampiro, la que me la quiero cenar, pero no puedo. Giggity. No puedo descubrir si es realmente un vampiro o no, tratando de matarla. Aquí dice... Aparentemente aquí son sus 3 consultorios. Vamos a ver. hablar con el doctor Swansea. ¿Dónde fregados está?
Time has lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
¿Dónde estás? Milton Hooks.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money, and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway, to remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples, just like you, come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Es justo.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
¿Qué hice? Oh, voy a comprar un segundo gatillo. Ya no hay más gatillos. Eso es malo. Ok, solo me queda el Dr. Swansea. Que no lo encuentro. Vaya, puedo escucharlo hasta acá.
I'm really sorry, sir. I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Nada, nada. Vamos, doctor, aparezca. Dorothy Crane. Strickland. Veamos. ¿Tú quién eres? Que no puedo hablar. Ah, sí puedo.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Vaya, vaya.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curio.
¿Qué hice? Codeína, no. Opio, vaya. Esto. ¿Por qué se paró en la...? Bueno, no voy a preguntar más.
It's locked.
Seguramente si lo mato me van a dar todo eso. ¿Qué hay ahí adentro?
It's locked, all right.
Hay algo.
Called medical bench, sir.
I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that will.
Un chingo de cosas pasando en este hospital ahora que estoy viendo. Creo que sí me los voy a cargar a todos. Doctor Swansea, manifiéstese. Clay Cox, ¿ya salió? ¿Ya está bebiendo?
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed. Still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favour.
Interesante.
Only the strongest survive, then? Survival at all costs. Is that all you think about?
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, all like that.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
Vaya, vaya.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Milton, Beatriz, Montgomery, Dorothy, Pippa Hawkins.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Pippa, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes, Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Me parece bien.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic? Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Vaya, vaya.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Y ya la conozco.
I wish I could be sick again.
Fear and disgust on every street. A day.
¿Dónde estará el doctor? Ah, ya recuerdo. Aquí.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Vaya, vaya. Corre, pero no por acá. Así que ella está aquí. Es la vampira.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient, or their family.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Excuse my impertinence, Your Ladyship. This is not an interrogation. I assure you that this line of questioning is in your best interest.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
If only there were more of us. Less resignation and more determination.
I know I can count on you. I wish I could.
Vaya. Harriet.
You look exhausted. You're pushing yourself too hard. Don't have to bear the burdens of this hospital alone.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
Bueno, creo que por ahora lo vamos a parar aquí.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Quiero matarla, pero creo que eso lo dejaré para el siguiente stream. Por ahora, pues yo me retiro. Les voy a recordar nuestras redes sociales. Oh, Dios. Puedo hacer zoom. Aquí está. Dejo las redes sociales ahí mismo. Por mi parte, yo fui Mike Azul. Kiwi, muchas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Y nos vemos próximamente.
A giant morgue disguised as a hospital. That's Pembroke nowadays.